Hey friends, so what we're going to do today is work on the interior panel, the bottom interior panel of the great gate frame that I was working on yesterday. So let me show you what I've got going on here. So right now I've already put in the trim that's going to go in the back of this that will hold the panels, the solid panels. You can see those over there sitting on the stool. And these cross member pieces have a lap joint that connects them together. And so I've got that cut out and they're clamped. And then it's also got, if you can see here, I'm gonna back up a little bit so you can get the full effect of the gate. Those little vertical pieces that are just sitting in there right now. And that's the pattern that will be in all three of them, plus the solid panel that will sit behind those. So what I'll do next is I'll assemble all this together and then we'll talk about the finished gate once it's completed. Okay, friends, so what I'm going to be doing in this portion of the video is the final assembly of the bottom panel. In this gate, the way it's made up, you can think of really any gate as being three different components, right? You have the outer frame, which gives you some design options to work with, and then you have the interior frame, which also gives you a lot of design options as well. That's one of the things that I really like about a frame and panel style gate is that it does open up a lot of design options. Like you can do a lot more, and you can make a really nice looking gate. It's very similar to if you consider a frame and panel door. It's a lot of the sort of the same techniques are being used. I actually studied and researched a lot of how doors were made and took some of that and just applied it to what I do for these gates that are going to be outdoors. Now, one of the things that I will say in a frame and panel door, a lot of times what you'll notice is that how things come together in the interior is there's some notches that go into the side of the stiles, and then also on the bottoms and the tops of the rails. And then when you glue everything up, like the solid panels that you see here would fit within those channels, and everything gets glued up at one time. And the first couple of these style gates that I did the same thing. And then I just got really concerned about, okay, this is outside. It's not going to be covered. The elements are just going to be beating this thing from the time it leaves my shop. And what I didn't like is that channel is just a place for water to kind of pool, right? And there's some solutions to that you can do. People will drill some weep holes in it. I always on everything seal all of my end grain, and that will help from wicking water into the end grain. But it's still it was just a concern of mine, and so I opted to start building these and doing this trim kind of setup where I have trim on the back side and trim on the front side. It's always a little bit different how it goes in, but this is similar to all of them. And I like that better. If I ever needed to replace something in the interior portion of it, I could. So let me get back to telling you what's happening here. So I've already put in these solid panels. You can see now I'm tacking the little cross member pieces into place. And it really just depending on how the design is and what kind of trim I'm using. I might use some trim screws. I may use a pneumatic nailer. And then in this case, I'm just tacking in some trim nails to hold it together. Once all those are in place, then what I'll be doing is putting the vertical pieces that run on the top and the bottom of these of this piece as well, which is right here. You can see there's one going into the bottom of it, and then there's one going into the top, and it's just a little just a little decorative touch that really kind of completes the design. I think you don't necessarily need it, but I do think it adds something to it. So yeah, get the rest of those glued up, and then we'll be ready to go. Okay, so the bottom panel is completed. I've got my solid panels in there. You can see all the trim pieces are in. Those little middle blocks are kind of like, I don't know exactly what you would call those, but I kind of think of it as like a little ribbon on a present. It's kind of what it looks like to me. But this is it. The dimensions of it are it's 5 feet at the top. The opening is 46.5 inches. From the uh, bottom rail to the top of the middle rail is 48 inches. So the dimensions of this are a little different from one of the last ones I did, but I think it looks nice. What do you guys think?